Hi Scorpio, I'm here to do your reading for September. We're still in August, but I figure let's go ahead and get an early start. And I'll try to upload some more videos based on, how many people like and comment. I'll go ahead and put some bonus videos out there and get some more updates like throughout September and stuff like that. But I figured I'll do something for now. So let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to go ahead and pull your recent past, current energies, and then any advice that Spirit has for you, okay? Oh. Okay, off the back, you have Ace of Wands. One second. Ace of Wands in the recent past. Nine of Swords in the current energies. And outcome or advice. Four of Cups. Clarifying the Ace of Wands. You have the Three of Cups. Clarifying the Ten of Wands. I'm sorry, the Nine of Swords. Oh my goodness. 10 of Wands. Where did that come from? Nine of Swords, the Four of Swords, and clarifying the Four of Cups, the Five of Cups. Okay, so let's see what we have for you, Scorpio. Give me 1 second here. So in the recent past, I see maybe like a new job, a shift in careers, brought you a lot of celebration. It was definitely something that brought some harmony. It brought a lot of celebration. It could have been a new career, business, a new job offer, things of that nature. And it was something to celebrate about, something to bring out the the champagne, and you celebrate it maybe with one or more people. I see 3 people here, so that could have been something. And then in the current energies, you have the Nine of Swords and the Four of Swords. Now, it's current, it's in the present, but with the Four of Swords here, I feel like there's something that you need to still heal from. Because the Nine of Swords is something that keeps you up at night. And then you have the Four of Swords underneath there clarifying. So I feel like there's something that, for some of you, work can be good, life is okay, but there's something specifically that keeps you up at night, mentally, and it could be, not mental health, so to speak, but, something that only you know about. It keeps you up at night, something you just can't get past, that you're really trying to heal from. You're trying. I see you trying here, intuitively. You're trying to heal from it, but you just can't get away from it. And I think, with the Four of Swords, the best course of action is to just try, for some of you, you might try some spiritual practices. For some of you, you may just need rest. It can just be as simple as you're overworking yourself and you need to rest. Okay? You need to do more sleeping and resting than you are being awake. I don't see any major arcanas here. So it can be as something as simple as you're overworking yourself mentally in any area of your life, whether it's work, home, love, wherever, and it's just draining you and you need to rest. You celebrate it. Maybe this is a job that you took on and at first it was great, yeah, but now it's just becoming too much where it's keeping you up at night. You can't sleep. It's mentally exhausting, physically exhausting, and it's it's just overpowering your day to day. And what you really need is rest. Like, you need to rest mentally, and even physically, because you're not sleeping well neither. Now here, the advice or the message I see here, Four of Cups, okay, clarified by the Five of Cups. So you kind of move up. And what this tells me is that, and I won't sugarcoat it, there needs to be some sort of balance, because I do feel that whereas maybe you may be overworked, maybe you are being kept up at night and you need to rest, there is a feeling of you may just need a gratitude. That's the word. I'm sensing like a lack of gratitude. Not saying that you're an ungrateful person. That is not what I'm saying. But sometimes we're offered something and at the time it seems amazing, but it's just too much to handle. Now that can be one way of putting it, where let's say you wanted this amazing job, or you wanted this amazing relationship, or you wanted this, big house, but now it's just taking too much of your time. It's exhausting. You're not sleeping, and it's almost like you forgot the reason you celebrated. You almost forgot the reason why you wanted it in the first place. And that can feel like a bummer. It can feel like, gosh, I wanted this so bad, and now that I have it, I don't want it anymore. And that can cause some sort of grief. It can cause some sort of sorrow. It can even cause some sort of regret, almost even like buyer's remorse. And this can be on a very mundane level, because again, I don't see any major arcanas. So this can be as simple as you buying a shirt. You buying a shirt for a party that you got invited to, and at the time, you spent all your money on this shirt and it was a great price, but now it's like, I have buyer's remorse. I don't even want this anymore. But I'm trying to that's just an example. But is that going to be something that's going to keep you up at night? Maybe for some people. Maybe it's like the deadline, maybe the party's tomorrow and you just don't, whatever the case may be. It's not on a real profound level, but there is something that you once celebrated in the past, or maybe it's a situation where you got some good news, but there's just a part of your life that you haven't let go yet, and it's keeping you up at night, and you're realizing that what you wanted is not what you want, and you have to let it go now. Like, because here he's being offered this extra cup and he's kind of like bored. He's like, I don't want that, I don't want it. And some may say the Four of Cups is kind of like lack of gratitude, or like spoil. It's not that. Sometimes we know our worth, or maybe we just change our minds. It's okay to change our mind and say, I don't want it anymore, or that's not what I want. But with that comes this feeling of regret, and that's okay too. You can feel regret. So let's go ahead and dive in a little bit deeper and see what this could be. But yeah, whatever it is, it's keeping you up at night. I would say rest, rejuvenation, whatever can take your mind off of this. I do see eventually you're going to come to terms with the fact that, what I thought I wanted is not what I want. And now I have to go through like this grief process. But after the Five of Cups comes the Six of Cups, which I love. I love the Six of Cups because he walks away. I'm not going to bring it up because it's not a part of the deck, but just for the purpose of explaining how it progresses. After the Five of Cups, you wipe your tears and you realize, okay, where am I off to next? Where, this isn't for me, so now I have to keep it moving, That's kind of like the energy of the Six of Cups, and this nostalgia as well. Well, let's see here. Clarifying the Ace of Wands, which I don't think we need much clarification. It's very clear and cut and dry. But let's see. The Star, yeah. Something you really wished for in the past, you got it. You manifested this. You wanted it so bad. And again, it can be something as minimal as a shirt for the party next week, or a job, or a relationship, whatever, you know. But whatever that was, it was a big ask of the universe, because it's a major arcana. So it was a big ask. Clarifying the Nine of Swords and the Four of Swords. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been juggling a lot, Scorpio. You're juggling a lot. You're literally playing hot potato right now. This can have to do with work too, with your work life, work home balance. It's like, it's too much. I'm not getting sleep. It's keeping me up at night. I have insomnia. I'm exhausted. You know, yeah, this is something I really wanted, but it's just becoming too much now. Let's get a clarifier for the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups. Ace of Cups. Yeah, I think for most of you, you're really going to follow your heart this time. You're going to be presented with something that calls more to your soul, calls more to your heart, not really more so the aesthetic of it, so to speak. And that can be, when I say aesthetic, it can literally be like, the money, you know, like, oh, it offers a lot of money, or it looks good on paper, or it looks good on the mannequin, or the price, whatever the case may be, that sort of thing. Like, it's gonna speak more to your soul. It's gonna align more with you and your heart, so to speak, if that makes any sense. Now, this can also have to do with matters of the heart. This can also have to do with something you once loved and you just don't love it anymore. You know, you just don't love it anymore. I think also it was something new with it being that Ace. So let's see, I'm gonna get one more clarifier here. Yeah, you're not satisfied with something that you once loved. It's not aligning with you anymore. Clarifying the Five of Cups. Knight of Swords. Yeah, you're literally like trying to get away from that. Knights are about action. And for some of you, you may even have a hard time expressing that, or you may be a bit of not impulsive, but trying to find a way to, because he's chasing after his motorcycle, right? But it's getting away from him. What this really speaks to me more about is letting go, you know. Like I said, the Knight of Swords is action, but when I look at it this way, it's almost like you have to let go. I know there's a lot of regret and stuff, but it's okay. You know, better days are ahead. It's not, like I said, I don't really see a lot of majors here. So it's very, very on the mundane level, like very surface level. Underneath is the Eight of Swords. You feel bonded to this, whatever this may be. It can even be an energetic tie to a person that you once cared about, or a job that you once loved, or a piece of clothing that you know, spent a lot of money on, and you just have to kind of maybe downgrade, you know, like get rid of stuff, really something minimal like that, you know. And the Eight of Swords, it makes you feel like you bonded, like you don't have a choice. It's like torture. And it's like, but you can face the music and face yourself and release yourself, right? So let's go ahead and get a final message from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck to close this out, Scorpio. It's gonna be okay. I know Scorpios are the transformers of the tarot, you know, of the zodiac. You guys go through a lot of transformation, lots of death and rebirth, having to, you know, let go and release and accept and I know that's like the cycle of your life, but you guys are really good at it when you master it. Okay, you guys are really good with transforming things that happen in your life on a small scale and on a larger scale as well. So Let's go ahead and get the final message for you. There you go. Hunter, track down your fears and desires. Okay, let's go ahead and read that from the book and close this out for you. Where is Hunter at? Hunter, Hunter, Hunter. Okay, Scorpio, track down all of your fearful thoughts and feelings, and when you find them, you will find your desires too. Instead of being hunted down by your fears or other feelings that you have buried, become the hunter. You're being given confidence and strength at this time, so use your power to make a difference. You are not here to cower away or live in the shadows. You are here to realize your fullest potential. But this can only occur when you step up and do what needs to be done. When this card arises, there can be an opportunity to face an aspect of your past or bring closure to a situation that has been haunting you. If you are a man or identify as a male, this card represents your masculinity and an opportunity to know yourself more deeply. If you are a female or identify as a female, this card represents your capacity to be strong and powerful and overcome limitations, which is what you do best, Scorpio, right? So if these messages resonate in any way, shape, or form, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, take care.